Happy new moon in Aquarius, everyone. Jonathan Casey here with Mercury's Messenger Astrology, here to talk about January 24th, 2020. Yes, the new moon is in Aquarius today on the 24th. Something, by the way, I forgot to mention yesterday was Venus sextile Jupiter. It was exact yesterday, but it's still strong today. So we're going to talk about that, as well as Mars has come to almost perfect his square to Venus, as well as what is it, a trine or a sextile to Mercury. So let's take a look at the chart here and talk a little bit more about that. So a new moon in Aquarius. The moon, we got a new cycle starting for the next 28, 29 days. The full moon will be in Leo. So some innovative thinking towards how we can be better leaders for ourselves and for everyone else. Kind of deal, how we can be a little bit more creative in our forward thinking. That's what this lunar phase will be about. This new moon is in square to Uranus. Uranus rules Aquarius, so some big changes, some challenging changes with the square, and maybe even some shocking changes can be at work here. Okay. The Jupiter sextile Venus that I failed to mention yesterday is a good thing. You know, it's something here that we could work on, because Jupiter is expanding a foundation for us to move forward with. There's been a lot of transformation and changes in our structure as of late, as of this last lunar phase especially. And Jupiter is kind of giving Venus a little bit something to work on, some grounds to envision and dream what she values in this sign, which is also allowing Mars to move forward with action. He's being challenged with these ideas to move forward. And, you know, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, so it's in a way complementing, has Mars's back in a way here with the forward moving, aiming for that adventure that we all want to act on. And Mars is sextile to Mercury, is really allowing him to get the message clear to so we have a good idea on what we have to work with and what we can do with what we have to work with in regards to, you know, our foundation. What kind of platform do we have to stand on right now to move into a direction that, you know, we would like. So it may be extremely challenging times for a lot of people, especially I find it very challenging for myself. I guess this time really has a lot to do with the full moon that I feel will be in Leo, and you know, I feel like I've probably failed myself to be my own king, my own ruler, and so therefore I've been subjected to the reality of things. I'm no longer that young, careful, hippie that I always was. I have to mature and actually look at the physical reality. Saturn is in my Leo, and that is in the 12th house. So this is Saturn really trying to give me some lessons, restricting me in that 12th house aspect. And the 12th house is how we serve ourselves. So maybe I haven't been serving myself uh, in holding myself accountable for the way that I've been leading my own life, sort of deal. So, yeah, I guess that's what I have to say about the charts as of right now. I hope everyone's having a good time. Um, 2020 is a big year. So, I wanted to, I guess, talk about a couple things. One of my tarot decks, I was doing the Wild Woods tarot deck. I was doing a read with actually my steampunk oracle deck for a friend, and I had a tin with all my other tarot decks in it, and somehow she knocked it over and she damaged my card. Uh, Most of you guys probably can't notice, especially because the graphics isn't the best. But right, oh, wrong side. There, there were two tiny rips from an elastic, um, and you can't really tell on the backside either anymore. Maybe a little bit right there. You can see the white. Um, I spent a lot of time trying to clean it up and hide the rip. Um, I notice it, but in trying to clean it up, I used an eraser after putting some uh, white paint there, because the white paint somehow collected some dirt, and I was just trying to get rid of as much of the excess as possible. And I took away a little bit of the color off the shield, um, and it feels smooth. I managed to actually match the color really well because in trying to fix it before the paint, I kept making it worse. And I'm actually like kind of upset about it. The stag, the stag is the strength card. Strength, um, it could be associated with Leo. I don't know if it, they say nothing happens by accident. Um, maybe, maybe there's some repairs I need to do in my own uh, strength kind of deal. In a way, just because of this one card, I almost want to buy the deck all over again. Um, I actually wrote to the company in an email saying that I do these videos, I do Facebook posts, I do this all not for a living, just as a hobby, and I pleaded with the company to send me a replacement of the stag card. The what was it? The Queen of It was a queen card. I can't remember what suit. Uh, there was a code word with it. The hare, the rabbit there, the hare. That card got minor, less than this card, which actually I was able to clean up really well. You can't even really notice it on the hare card anymore. Um, and I'm actually pretty happy with the cleanup job I did on this one. I just it it bothers me just because uh, when you collect something, you want that collection to be perfect. Um, Especially with something like tarot, you don't want any of the cards to stick out when you're shuffling the deck and drawing the cards. You want it to completely be, um, uh, you want to be completely oblivious um, to what might come up, what card might be where in the deck. And in actually painting uh, the edge, the border, the very like when you have them all together in the deck on top of each other, you could kind of see it a little bit darker. Um, so, yeah, I'm kind of a little disappointed in that. But, she's giving me that place to stay. They haven't asked for any money. I do plan on compensating them. I'm hoping that they'll at least allow me to stay for free for the rest of this month since I've already paid rent somewhere else. Um, I've actually helped them a few years ago. They were uh, buying the neighboring camp of mine over here, and they were short a couple $100. I lent that to them, and it took them a long time to get financially back on their feet, and I had just waived that debt for them. It was a couple $100, uh, and so one thing that they said to me is that they feel like I'm kind of like family, which is great, because I don't have a big family. My folks spend the winters in Florida, and me and my sister just we're very different kind of people, um, and so yeah, I don't really have much family, um, cousins and stuff like that. Most of my dad's side anyhow is from Quebec, so I don't see any of them, and my mom's side is a little, I don't know. We just there's no connection, no relationship. Even my mom struggles, I believe, with maintaining the relationship with her sister. Um, but one other thing that I kind of wanted to bring up, I was just fooling around with it here, but I should actually like just present it. I got today in the mail um, my Santa Muerte tarot deck, the Book of the Dead, Mexican Book of the Dead, and I also on eBay got news of. I ordered the Oracle deck, the matching Oracle deck to this, um, which I got my tracking number. Uh, eBay said that it left Vancouver this morning. So Vancouver is a couple days away if it's being traveled uh, by bus or whatnot. If not, it possibly. I highly doubt I'll see it tomorrow. But you never know. Maybe it landed in Toronto this morning, got shipped up to, sorry, this afternoon, got shipped up to Sudbury overnight here, and maybe in the morning I will get that deck too. If not, I'm hoping Monday. But boy, am I ever impressed with this deck. The artwork and everything just gorgeous. The pictures that I was going off of on the internet um, didn't they looked more like faded. They didn't look bright and colorful like this deck happens to be. Um, yeah, I'm so impressed with the deck. I already did a reading with it, and the reading came out great for who I was doing the reading for. Um, and yeah, so This the cards are very durable too. They're, I don't think I'll run into the same problem as I did with the Wild Woods. The Wild Woods, a little bit more flimsy. Um, there's nice artwork and everything on it, but they're thin cards. Um, when these, you could feel that they're well laminated. They're way more durable than the Wild Woods deck, and the box is just great. Um, the Wild Woods. The reason why that that card got damaged is because the box that the deck came in was really thin, and the deck inside the box, it was split in the minor arcana for the most part, and the major arcana, and I think there was one of the suits in with the major arcana to make them kind of more even piles. Um, but I don't know. It seems weird to store your deck that way. It's so much nicer to keep your deck stored in one stack. So I was using an elastic. I wasn't pleased with using an elastic, but it's what I had, and I was keeping them in a tin. And I actually ordered off of eBay some pouches made for tarot decks, which I was planning on putting the Wildwoods deck in there once I got it. Unfortunately, this card got damaged before that happened. Um, so you never know. We'll see. I have ideas in the summer that I wanted to, if I had a booth. I bought this oh, where is it? It's in the back room. It's it's kind of like a tree, um, but it's sort of like made out of like umbrella sort of spokes, and so there's no like foliage on it. It's just like a main stalk with four sets of these like um, these umbrellas sort of style branches with clips at the end, little metal clips um, that are flat so they wouldn't damage a card. They just kind of hold a card in place. The bottom longer spokes, and then they kind of taper off come the top. Well, I was thinking that I was going to buy some envelopes, and I was going to buy just some cheap decks from China, some cheap tarot and oracle decks. I already have two that I was planning on using, uh, and just do either a two or a three card mixing tarot and oracle into and put them in envelopes. And in these envelopes, do a little typed up message of the reading, and then sell these envelopes with the cards inside. So basically, the concept is gift a reading, right? So someone could come and just grab whichever envelope resonates with them um, as a gift for whoever they want, and then they could bring that envelope to that person, and I don't have to be there um, to do the reading because it'll be typed up already. So I'm considering, even though this isn't a cheap deck, it's not a crazy expensive deck either. Um, this deck actually cost me, I think, $30 with the tax, and I actually realized I can actually get it for a little bit cheaper if I just go into a bookstore. I noticed that that both Chapters and Cole's bookstore, which are local here, both carry. Uh, they're not in store, but I can request the deck. I could pay for the deck, and it'll be shipped to that store. I won't have to pay a shipping fee and all that kind of stuff. So I could save maybe about $5 compared to the original cost, and then I could either keep this deck that I already have as replacement cards, or I can add them into that idea that I was just mentioning, or I can maybe sell the deck as a used deck, uh, offering it at a discount. Obviously, like I paid 30, I I wouldn't ask any more than $15 for it, maybe even just 10, or possibly even gift it. The only thing about gifting it or selling it is I kind of like uh, where someone else wouldn't have the same decks as me, sort of deal. So um, the selling it or gifting it, I may not do that for that reason alone. Um, just in that local kind of concept, because obviously there are going to be hundreds of other people, probably even thousands of other people with this deck. Um, just I just don't want them in my circle um, or whatnot kind of deal, you know. In my tighter circle, I don't care about in my wider circle. It's just nice when you have unique decks to offer clients and whatnot for their readings. So anyhow, I'm super stoked about this Santa Morte. I can't wait to get the matching Oracle deck and start doing some Facebook posts and readings combining the two. Um, yeah, unfortunately, the Wild Woods is starting to become um, is basically my third favorite deck now. I guess uh, I'm tied between the Steampunk deck and the Santa Morte. Um, Not the Steampunk Oracle, but basically I'm talking about sets. So the Steampunk Oracle with the Steampunk Tarot versus the Santa Morte Oracle and Tarot. Um, it's really hard to say what my favorite is. I really vibe with Steampunk. I kind of like, I have a steampunk hat that I made myself and whatnot, and I like going to festivals in the summer, kind of steampunked out a little bit, and at my tarot booth, I'm probably going to be wearing that hat. So the steampunk definitely suits me. However, the steampunk deck, most of the suits, moths, bees, dragonflies, and beetles. Um, the suit is the unique aspects. Uh, there's not much picture that goes with um, each individual card within the suit. When this deck here, every card has a very distinct, unique, beautiful artwork. So that actually kind of makes me enjoy this deck for that reason. However, steampunk sort of kind of is my style of choice. So there's sort of a tie for that reason, I guess, on what my favorite deck is. And obviously, I love pagan stuff like. Just the only reason why the Wild Woods is kind of falling in a lower as my third choice, I guess, is for the flimsiness of these cards. Um, I the back of the like the the back of the card isn't anything that sticks out either. You know, um, the pictures on this side are beautiful. Just exactly that. The quality of the card and the back just doesn't pop, doesn't stick out, and so nonetheless, it being my third favorite, I still really want it to be pristine. And the way that I almost uh, am looking at it is this the Wild Woods will be a very spiritual read. The steampunk will be more more uh, like time oriented, I guess. And the Santa Morte will be a little bit more like shadow reads, I guess. You know. Anyhow, I feel like this video is getting long, and but you know, it's also a new moon, so it's nice to do a longer video every now and again. I like talking with you guys. I like hearing from you guys. Um, my life has been a little bit all over the place, so I haven't really been answering a lot of the comments that I've been getting. Um, and I hope you guys aren't disappointed in me for not doing that. I've just been going through a lot, having a lot to think about, and I'm hoping this weekend I could catch up on some readings that I promised to people. Um, so Molly, you being one of them, I'm hoping to get that done this weekend. And thank you very much. Talk to you guys soon. Bye now.